Brenda, do you have a moment to speak? There's something that I think that we should talk about. I heard that you were going to be taking a little trip back home to your parents. It seems that you're going to be going away for quite a long time, aren't you?
Oh, sorry, did I not mention that to you? Who did you hear that from?
I heard it from one of your friends' mother-in-laws who I just happened to be friends with. They told me that you were going to go and visit your parents. Are you leaving because you're finally going to divorce my son? Is this your way of separating yourself from him?
What? Oh no, it isn't anything like that. And I'm not quite sure why you always try and read anything I do as me trying to get out of my marriage. I'm just being moved around a little for work, and it's going to be easier to stay with my parents for this new project that we're going to be working on. It really is just because my parents happen to live closer to where I'm going to be working for a while is all.
What? Is that really the only reason that you're going? Damn, I finally thought you and Jim were going to be getting divorced and that I'd finally be free from you.
Yup, really glad to hear from you too. I really don't understand why you hate me so much.
It doesn't matter if you understand it or not. What matters is that you know it. You know, if Albert didn't need to live with you guys because of his bad back, then I never would have agreed to it in the first place. And even though I'd already put so much planning into making sure that Jim would marry the daughter of one of my friends, you had to come along and steal him away.
I thought that you never even met that friend until after Jim was already an adult. But him and I've been dating since we were in high school. We've known each other way longer.
It doesn't matter. All I know is that you should have never married my son, and that's the real reason why I hate you so much. And I have no intention of ever changing my mind about you. Do you understand me? I know what's best for my little boy, and you are not it. You will never, ever be good enough for my little Jim as long as you live.
I see. Well, I do appreciate you making all of that very clear for me to understand at least. If it's any consolation, I'm also not really the type that does well when I'm forced to spend time with someone who I really don't like.
Excuse me. And what is that supposed to mean? Do you think that that is any way for you to speak to the mother of your husband?
I didn't mean anything by it. Anyways, are we done here? Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about? I think I've already answered your question, so... Also, I don't really want to spend any more time talking to someone with whom I always end up fighting.
So, you think talking to me is a waste of time? Is that what you were trying to say? Am I just wasting my energy typing all of this out for you because you already know everything I want to say?
Well, it feels like you've said your piece already, and I'd rather not get into an argument. So if we don't have anything else to talk about then I think I'm going to be putting my phone down for a while.
Hey, Brenda, do you have a second to talk real quick?
Oh, morning, honey. Sure, what's up?
Well, it's just that I thought there might be a little bit of trouble.
Trouble? What do you mean by that? Is everything okay? Don't tell me that you're talking about your mom. Is it that kind of trouble that you're referring to?
Well, yes, I am referring to that kind of trouble, unfortunately. The thing is, my mom keeps coming into the office whenever I'm not home, it seems.
Oh, really? She is? Well, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, thankfully though, our bedroom is usually locked and we're the only ones with a key, so she hasn't been going in there, but still.
Well, I guess there really isn't anything that we have out and wouldn't want her to see. And I've brought most of my work stuff with me to my parents, so...
Oh, well that's a relief to hear at least. But I guess things really are shaking out, just as you guessed you said that you were going to do this remote work. I mean, the only reason I caught my mom going to the office was because of the cameras we set up there. But the way she's just acting like she owns the place now, I don't know, she just might try and break into our room at some point.
You can't be serious about that, right? You really think she'll go that far? But why?
But I guess even if she does go that far, it's not like there's anything to be embarrassed about.
Yeah, but it's the principle of the thing.
Yeah, I know.
Well, at least I can concentrate on work while I'm here. Can you think of something to say to her?
Yeah, but actually, I have one more pretty important thing that I wanted to talk to you about.
Is everything all right? You know that you can talk to me about whatever.
Well, my dad was talking earlier about how the house seems a bit rickety and was suggesting that we either make some renovations or find a new place to move into or something.
Oh, right. Well, it is pretty old. I mean, didn't your grandparents used to own our house?
Right, but then my mom started getting really excited at the prospect of moving while you weren't home.
Oh, really? Why do you think that is?
I guess that she thinks that we can all just move to a new place and keep it secret from you or something.
And she told you about this secret thinking you wouldn't tell me.
Yeah, she did. I guess that she thinks that my dad and I are automatically going to take her side, even for something so ridiculous. But at least that way you know what she's up to while you're away.
I see. Well, I can't say that I'm not upset, but I also can't say that I didn't see something like this coming, to be honest.
It's not just that. I have another thing that I want to talk to you about in relation to that.
Oh man, it just keeps coming.
I was wondering if this weekend I could bring my dad up to your parents' place so that we could talk about all of this with your parents. I think it would be better to have this kind of talk in person, you know?
Oh, sure. Let me check if they have any plans this weekend. Although I'm sure it should be fine if the two of you come and see us. I bet my parents would love to see you both. Hey, Jim, are you still there? My parents said that Saturday afternoon would work best.
Great. Any specific time that we should aim to get there? We can be there anytime, really.
Well, my mom was wondering if you two would want to come around lunchtime so that we could all eat together and talk.
Oh, really? Is that okay?
Of course it is. You know that both my parents really love you and that you're always welcome at their place.
Ah, Brenda. Well, tell them that I really appreciate it and that we'll be there. We'll shoot to get there around noon then.
All right, I'll let them know.
And my dad said that he's looking forward to seeing them as well.
I'll pass that along too.
Okay, great. See you this weekend.
See you then, hun.
Hey, Brenda, thanks so much again for today.
No, I appreciate you driving all the way down to see us. But I was so shocked about what you wanted to talk about. I mean, just knowing that your dad was really feeling like that. Well, anyways, if that is the case, then we need to move this plan along as fast as we can.
Yeah, I think so too. Thank you so much for understanding. And if I can be honest, I also have gotten really sick of seeing the way that your mom treats you so high-handedly. It really isn't fair for you at all. But I think that talking it all out with my dad really helps us come to a good conclusion.
Well, I'm just glad that you were thinking of me during this whole time as well.
Of course, honey. Now, for this to work, I don't really think that you actually have much to do, but we do need to just make sure that my mom doesn't have a clue to what's really going on.
Got it. My lips are sealed.
Hello, Brenda. It has been a while, hasn't it? I have some good news, though.
Yes, hello. It has been a while. What kind of good news?
Well, I guess I should be more specific. Good news for me, not so good news for you.
Well, can you just tell me what it is, please?
Of course. The demolition of our house starts today.
What? Demolition?
That's right. While you're out living with your parents, we all decided to tear down the house and move somewhere else. Now it's just gonna be 3 of us, Albert, Jim, and I, finally free of you. We took advantage of your going home to abandon you as quickly as possible.
Oh, I see.
That's right. All of us are just sick of having to live with you, and now we won't have to ever again. I also made them promise not to tell you where we will be moving to once this whole process is finished with. And of course they agreed not to. So since you're never going to know where it is that we've gone to, you might as well just divorce Jim. We all think that is what would be best.
I see. Is that what you think I should do? Okay, duly noted. Talk to you later.
Well, that was easy.
Jim, are you there? I just got some messages from your mom that we need to talk about.
What? What did they say to you?
She told me that the house was being demolished and that you all were moving. That is the plan, right? She was talking as if you and your dad were in on it with her, and that you both promised not to tell me where you all would be moving to. She told me that you all agreed that you should divorce me.
Well, she didn't really need to tell you all the rest of that mean stuff, but yes, things are going according to plan.
So it's going to be ready tomorrow when we meet up?
Yeah, I'll take care of it, don't worry.
Okay then. By the way, I just arrived at the new house. I only brought some of the essentials from our old place, and I'll leave them here.
Sorry to make you do all of this running around, but thanks so much. Alright then, wish me good luck. Dad and I are about to go and confront Mom about all of this.
Good luck, Jim. You got this.
Brenda, what is the meaning of this, huh? You little snake in the grass. Brenda, I am talking to you. You better answer me. Pick up the phone right now. Tell me how you tricked my husband and son into being on your side, huh?
Sandy, if someone doesn't answer their phone, it's because they can't talk.
You talk when I decide. I'll make you pay for this. You'll pay me everything you have for this.
You tried to trick me and move everyone away to a whole new house, all while I was visiting my parents. But did you really think that everyone would be on board with that?
So then, you know all about what was going on.
About what was going on? You mean like Albert asking you for a divorce? Or that you aren't going to be included in the big move, but I am? Or are you talking about how Jim told me where you intended to move, even though you'd sworn that no one would ever tell me?
Well, all of it. How did this all happen? How did my brilliant plan fall apart so brutally? I mean, they should have been on my side, not yours.
Well, I'm afraid that you were probably the only person who saw it that way.
But why? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, why do you think that Jim would be on your side after you kept trying to make him date another woman, despite the fact that we had already been dating for years? You think he appreciated you treating me like garbage just because I'm not your friend's daughter? And Albert? Well, think about it. You spent all of his inheritance from his father in about 2 years. You never once showed remorse for it, all while pressuring him for more and more money.
And so what? So what if I did? Those are both my rights to do as mother and wife.
I've heard a bunch of other horror stories about you from the two of them. Honestly, it just made me all the more amazed that Albert didn't divorce you sooner. But I guess he's always been a really patient man. That's probably the real reason why it's lasted so long.
Brenda, I don't need your little commentary on my life, okay? You just better tell me where everyone moved to. And then I need you to go and talk to Albert and convince him not to divorce me. And while you're at it, tell Jim to stop all this talk of never contacting me again.
What? But I thought you hated me. Why are you coming to me for help now?
Now isn't the time for your stupid questions, okay?
Well, then I'll be honest with you. I have no intention of helping you at all.
What? But why?
Because I like Jim and Albert. They're my family, and I don't want to turn them against me just to help you out.
But they should have been on my side. Why are they siding with you? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, if you don't get it by now, then I'm afraid that you never will.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that I would really prefer not to waste time on conversations like this that are gonna go nowhere. So I'll be taking my leave now.
Wait, Brenda, this isn't a pointless conversation. Please, I still have things I need to talk about with you. Please, you can't just go. I have questions that you need to answer. I am your mother-in-law, the mother of your husband. You can't just ignore me like this. Get back here. Please, we're family. You can't just leave me like this. You have to help me. There's nobody else that I can turn to. You have to do something. You turned them against me. Please, you have to help me get them back. Well, aren't you going to answer me? Please, I need you. Just pick up the phone so that we can talk. Is that really so much? Just a simple conversation with your poor, desperate mother-in-law.
After that, Sandy was left with only a few suitcases and some divorce papers. She ended up reaching out to her brother, where she was given a room in a tiny corner of the already cramped house. Now she lives out her days with meager space as she tries to adjust to her new life. At the same time, the only time she got to see any of her old family is when she met Albert in court for the divorce, so she dragged it out as long as she could. It was determined that Sandy had wasted tens of thousands of dollars from Albert's inheritance, and as part of the divorce settlement, she was made to pay it back. Without a job or any savings, though, she had to find multiple jobs to pay the full fee back in installments. Thankfully, however, there were some factories hiring unskilled labor. Although her personality may not have been suiting for the work before, she's had to make some big changes to her life. Now she works hard every day just to scrape enough money together to make her payments to her ex-husband. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.